Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled beside a sparkling green river, lived a wise fisherman named Elias. Known for his honesty, patience, and humility, Elias never sought wealth or fame. Each morning he would row his small wooden boat into the river and cast his net, catching just enough to feed himself and share with his neighbors. The villagers admired his kindness, calling him a man of virtue. Little did they know, the river was enchanted. Its waters held secrets, and deep beneath the surface swam a magical fish, guardian of fortune, wisdom, and the balance of all living things. One misty dawn, as the golden sunlight danced on the rippling water, Elias's net caught something extraordinary. A fish shimmered with scales like molten gold, its eyes glowing like twin stars. To his amazement, it spoke in a gentle, musical voice. "Kind fisherman, I am the guardian of this river. Free me, and I will grant your heart's deepest desire." Elias felt a warmth in his heart and replied, "I do not wish for riches or treasures. I only wish for wisdom to guide my people and enough food to keep them from hunger." The fish bowed and promised blessings that would last a lifetime. From that day forward, Elias's nets always brought plenty, yet never in excess. Every villager had enough, and none went hungry. The community flourished under Elias's guidance, living in harmony and gratitude. Crops grew abundantly, and laughter echoed along the riverbanks. The villagers began to see that true wealth lay not in gold, but in generosity, kindness, and shared joy. Meanwhile, whispers of Elias's extraordinary luck reached the ears of other fishermen, including one named Darius. Unlike Elias, Darius was impatient, envious, and obsessed with riches. He secretly watched Elias, longing to possess the magical fish and the blessings he did not understand or value. One morning, Darius could no longer resist temptation. He waited for Elias to leave and cast his net into the sparkling river. Miraculously, or perhaps by fate, the magical fish swam straight into his trap. "Ah!" Darius exclaimed, eyes glimmering with greed. The fish, wise and calm, warned him, "Greed always carries a price. Choose wisely, or your desires will become your curse." Darius laughed and ignored the warning. "I want mountains of gold, endless treasures, and food piled higher than any king could imagine," he demanded. In a flash, the river's magic answered his words, granting him everything he thought he desired. At once, Darius's humble hut transformed into a palace overflowing with gold, jewels, and food. Tables groaned under endless feasts, and walls sparkled with riches. Yet the moment he tried to eat, the food turned to ashes in his mouth. The wine burned like fire, and the gold grew heavier until he could barely lift it. Darius wandered through his glittering prison, despairing, realizing that nothing he had wished for could satisfy him. His greed had trapped him in a gilded cage, while his heart remained empty. Far away, Elias continued his simple, generous life, his heart light and the village thriving peacefully under his care. Days turned into weeks, and Darius suffered alone, surrounded by treasures he could neither enjoy nor share. He tried to call for help, but his cries fell on deaf ears. The magical fish, observing his suffering, appeared briefly at the riverbank. "Darius," it said softly, "you have learned that greed blinds the heart and empties the soul. Wealth without kindness is no gift. Only those who act with wisdom, patience, and generosity can truly be blessed." Darius finally understood, his envy melting into regret. He realized that life's true treasures were the happiness and well-being of others, not gold or jewels. With humility in his heart, Darius approached Elias and confessed his envy and greed. Elias forgave him without hesitation and shared the wisdom the fish had gifted him. Slowly, Darius learned patience and generosity, sharing his resources with the village. The magical fish, seeing his change of heart, blessed him with abundance in moderation. From then on, Darius worked alongside Elias, not for wealth, but to care for the village and river. The villagers thrived, and the river sparkled more brightly than ever. Elias and Darius became a symbol of wisdom and humility, teaching everyone that true wealth lies in kindness and community, not material riches. News of Elias, Darius, and the magical fish spread far and wide, inspiring villages across the land. Children and elders alike learned that greed brings only misery, while wisdom, generosity, and humility create lasting happiness. Elias continued to guide his people, and the magical fish watched over the river, shimmering like gold beneath the sun. And so, the tale became a legend, a reminder that choices shape destiny, and hearts filled with kindness shine brighter than treasure. If you loved this magical story, subscribe now for more enchanting tales, share it with your friends, and let the magic of wisdom spread.